Has Captain Britain been around inside the MCU since the 1970s? Stick around to find out. What's up, Universe, and welcome back to the web's first must-see comic and nerd culture show. Welcome to Comic YOUniverse, guys. I'm one of your hosts, as always, C-Dubs, and as you guys can see, I'm riding solo on this video. Guys, if I happen to cough or sneeze or sound a little hoarse during this film or recording, I do apologize, guys. I'm kind of just under the weather again. Been battling it for a month. It'll go away, it'll come back, and I do apologize if I sound kind of crappy. And I gotta keep on getting on for you guys out there in the universe. So, I have seen Avengers Endgame about 7 times now, give or take, if you will. And I gotta say, I absolutely love the film. It's one of the greatest films I've ever seen in my life. Never thought I'd get a chance to see that. However, us diehards, especially since there were no end credit scenes, have been combing through this film, trying to find little Easter eggs, tidbits, windows, any type of portal into the next phase of the MCU to figure out where we're going from here. And even though it's being said that the last movie within this current phase that we're in is supposed to be Spider-Man Far From Home, this is still obviously the biggest film so far and the biggest film in the franchise history. This one is filled to the gills with lots of little different Easter eggs. You just need to know when and where to look for them and not necessarily get caught up in the moment. Some of the best things that are shown to us in this movie are right in front of our face or right in front of us, but we're just so caught up in the moment we didn't catch it. One of those things, I've heard a couple other people catch on to this too, but we're going to talk about that here today, and we're talking about the fact that the Braddocks, that's right, Captain Britain, has been confirmed to some degree to be already within inside of the MCU since the 1970s. Now, they could very well just kind of change this. This could have just been an Easter egg for the film itself. They could kind of go on to do whatever they want to do with the Captain Britain movie. As we all know, we are going to be getting that movie sometime in the future. For one, I'm super excited about the fact that Brian Braddock has been announced to have his own film is just absolutely mind-boggling, if you ask me. Who would have ever thought in our lifetime this is where we would be getting, where we're going to have another captain in the MCU? And it's about time the guys across the pond get their character to shine as well, don't you think, Universe? But anyway, let's talk about where this information kind of starts to stem from and come from. So the scene in which is being in question is the scene where Tony and Steve go back to the 1970s to get the Tesseract and the extra Pym particles, if you will. The scene in which Steve Rogers stumbles upon Peggy Carter's office, and on the other side of the window he happens to see her. The event in which she is actually talking about on the other side of the window is in direct reference to Brian Braddock himself. She states the fact, and it's hard to hear. Now, if you do see it again, you gotta listen closely. I can kind of hear. I personally, I'll be honest, I can't completely make it out, but once I could kind of catch a couple of things here and there, which allowed me to piece the puzzle together. But once I heard other people talking about his eyes, like, that makes perfect sense. Now, apparently what she's talking about is the fact that Captain Braddock has not checked in a couple of weeks. Okay, and she also states that she's not a meteorologist, but that was no lightning storm. So, if you're not familiar with Brian Braddock, he is the direct, the number one superhero over in England, if you will, in the Marvel Universe. He was an aristocrat that, the original story is he's an aristocrat. He's got this, high-class family. And one day after an argument, he's speeding off on his bike, gets into a motorcycle accident, almost dies, and he's actually saved by the wizard Merlin and his daughter. Yes, that Merlin of, you know which Merlin we're talking about. And he is granted, he's actually presented a choice whether to take a sword or an amulet. And he doesn't see himself really as a fighter, and he ends up taking the amulet, which bestows the power of Captain Britain upon him. Which, he's basically an allegory, if you will, any Superman type character, or maybe even a Captain Marvel type character. Just physically strong, able to fly, and over the years, he's needed that amulet less and less, to the point where now it's basically just directly connected to, his confidence in himself. So as long as he's confident that he can handle the situation and has these powers, and he's able to bestow them and use them, if you will. Now, he's also has a sister, my personal favorite female X-Men, okay, and that is Elizabeth Braddock, who Her story is a little convoluted and a little kind of crazy, so we're not going to dive too much into it here, but she does move on to become Betsy Braddock, who is Psylocke of the Avengers. And now that the X-Men have all of the X-Men back in the roster, back in the fold, all come back home, you know, it's absolutely possible we could be getting Psylocke as well somewhere down the line. But again, guys, we already know that we're going to be getting this Captain Britain film at some point in time. The fact that it's seemingly been referenced since the 1970s, this could be a prequel movie that we get, and it would just be absolutely awesome. So guys, yeah, that's what I got for you here today. It's got me hyped for the fact that the Braddocks are in the MCU. Let me know, guys, did you catch on to that? Is there anything else that I may have missed in that particular scene? Is there anything else that you've heard about the Braddocks possibly being inside the MCU already? Let us know in the comments below. As always, guys, you know we're here to chat with you guys. We just want to grow the brand and just communicate with you guys more out there in the universe. So let us know. Guys, don't forget to Hulk smash the hell out of the like button. Smash it like you mean it. Subscribe if you haven't already, guys. If this is the first video you stumbled upon here with Inside the Universe, we do all kinds of things from fan theories to reviews, from everything inside of nerd and pop culture, guys. So stick around, and don't forget to click that notification bell so you know every single time we drop a video, guys. And until next time, I'm C-Dubs, and I'll see you in the universe. Peace.